Hey, what's going on, sports fans? Hopefully, you're enjoying your day. Just want to come before you for a few minutes to talk about the World Cup 2026. So, we knew that the World Cup's going to be in North America. It's going to be a joint effort between US, Canada, Mexico. I believe it's going to be, 14, 16 sites between the three countries. We also knew that the format was expanding to 48 instead of 32 teams. We didn't know how the 48 teams are going to be broken up. The report a few months ago was that it was going to be 16 groups of three, top two qualify. That's how you get your 32. Quick, simple math. I remember I did an episode a while ago where I didn't necessarily want 16 of three, but if that's the way they went, I'd have been fine with it. I'm just more excited for the expanded field. I'm one of those, I'm really big on expansion. You know, college football expanding from 4 to 12, big fan of that. World Cup, even though I love the 32 teams, I think 48 is going to be even better. You'll get it'll just be a better chance to see more countries and more players as well that you probably don't see on a regular basis. I mean, just thinking of teams that missed this past year's World Cup, like Italy or you know Egypt, like Mo Salah, he wasn't in it. So expanded playoff, better chance you get those countries, those players involved. Being over in the U.S., a lot of the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga, a lot of those European countries, as well as the African countries, where those players play internationally. Maybe a lot of soccer fans here don't necessarily see them a lot. World Cup is always the best chance to see them located in one place playing against each other. So I'm all for the 48, but we did learn the format. I believe the report came out yesterday, or the story came out yesterday about the finalized format. So go ahead, take a look at that. That way, I will inform you of what the format will be 2026. Yes, it's still 3 years off, but not that far away. Especially with the Women's World Cup being this summer, I'm excited for that as well. I believe that one goes to 48 teams as well. I definitely have to double check that, but Women's World Cup this summer, then you're pretty much on the road to World Cup 2026. After that, it'll be here faster than you think. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Got the old split screen going. Haven't done that in a while. So basically, just gonna talk about okay. Canada, Mexico, U.S. host. Like I said, 48 nations. We all know that. Now, I believe this article does talk about the breakdown of the confederations, how many teams they get in. That's a big part of the whole 48, that breakdown. But as it tells us, USA, Mexico, Canada will qualify as hosts. That's still a thing. Even when it was 32 host nations automatically got in. I mean, that's how Qatar got in this past World Cup. Same thing applies here. US, Mexico, Canada automatically in. And that's just breaking down like last time they were in, how many times they've done. Don't really worry about that. Here we go. This is the breakdown of the confederations, how it gets split up. So AFC, that's your Asian confederation. They're gonna get 8 teams. CAF, that's the African Confederation, 9. CONCACAF will get 6. Although, like I said, 3 of them have already been decided: U.S., Mexico, Canada. CONMEBOL is South America. OFC is Oceania, which I believe is like literally New Zealand and some of the island countries in like Indonesia area. it used to be Australia, but Australia moved to the African Confederation to get, I'm assuming it's more money, better competition as well. And then UEFA is the European League. They get 16. They're the biggest confederation, of course, most popular, all that good stuff. So above allocation, 46 out of the 48. So two teams will be decided from playoff tournaments, which is the same as the 32. Because I believe um, CONCACAF used to send one. I believe the Asian Confederation sent one. Africa and CONMEBOL. Those four. And they always fought out for the last two spots. Basically, the same thing's going to happen here. It's basically every confederation outside of Europe, because Europe already has 16 UEFA. So they don't necessarily need a playoff team to go. You already got 16. That's enough. That's 1/3 of the field. So yes, yeah, so Africa, Asia, CONCACAF, CONMEBOL, Oceania will each send a team to the playoff. The um, two teams that win that get the final two spots, and that's how we get our 48 teams for World Cup 2026. So as I said at the top, I'm excited for this. Like I said, I'm all about the expansion, and I mean, I can't wait to see, with the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, what they're gonna have to worry about is scheduling, friendlies for their squads to kind of stay in good form as we get to 2026. Because since those teams have already qualified, they don't go through the qualification process. Unless maybe CONCACAF might still have them. Well, that kind of seems pointless. I'm gonna say, could they still kind of be a part of it, even though they've already qualified, just to get them games in? Maybe. If not, it's gonna be tough because other countries will be qualifying as well. So it's kind of hard to schedule a friendly in the midst of World Cup qualifying. So they'll probably have to get really busy between now and when qualifying starts, get them some games in during the qualification process. Might be a little light on games unless they schedule some later on against teams maybe who get eliminated from qualifying. I don't know. I don't know how the U.S., Mexico, Canada will do that, but that's going to be interesting thing to see here as well. I mean, I guess if you look back at Qatar when they um, hosted this past World Cup, how did they handle that? I mean, they joined CONCACAF for Gold Cup to get games in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. That's going to be a challenge for the governing boards of the U.S., Mexico, and Canada to get their team games in hand, keep them in good shape for the World Cup. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Are you a fan of the 48 team expanded World Cup, or would you have preferred it to stay at 32? Do you like the 12 groups of 4, or would you have gone with the original format of 16 groups of 3, which is top two make it through? Let me know down in the comments section. Really appreciate it. Also, if you did enjoy the episode, would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. But outside of that, I cannot wait for 2026. Also cannot wait for the Women's World Cup in 2023. I mean, that's the World Cup that used to be dominated by the U.S. women. I feel like there's other countries out there that have really come up the past few years. So U.S. definitely is going to have a tough time winning that one. U.S. is going through their own transition with the women. The past generation, a lot of those players have moved on, have a newer generation going. So it'll definitely be exciting. But thanks again. Be safe out there. God bless. I'll catch you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you. All right.